Why does my camera look crooked? That's worse. Okay. Nope. No. No, I am not responding to you right now.
Log.
Hey guys, Cable here. You're going to see me look over here. These are where my notes are. Please don't judge me. I'm new to this, okay? So be patient and watch the whole video. You might like it and you might learn something. Look, at this point, I have written many Destiny scripts and recorded many Destiny videos to never put them out. You know? I have enough of this content that I could probably stitch together a documentary. And it would be funny if that wasn't so tragic. Now, I've been a Destiny fan for a long time, like a really long time. Pardon my cold, I'm sorry I'm sick. I just want to get this video out of the way. I've been a fan for such a long time, through the highs and lows, like the highs of Taken King, and then the lows of Curse of Osiris. And that weird era where it was cool for them to sunset gear and take content away from us. I mean, that was totally normal, right? Now, look, I know saying you're a Destiny fan is not a popular move. I understand that. It feels like I'm saying I love pineapple on pizza, but in a much more violent way. You get what I'm saying? Understand? I don't say this as some blind loyalist, okay? Now, don't look at the stuff behind me. Pay no attention, pay no mind to anything you see. Okay? I've watched Bungie make brilliant decisions. We all have. And we've also all watched Bungie make forehead slapping decisions that make you question, do they even know what they are doing? You with me so far? You're not in the comments already calling me a shill, are you? Are you? I just want to say I am someone who has watched our community go from a very polite and outgoing and friendly community to now jaded and sometimes outright feral. So today I want to talk about it. God, I shaved my beard. I used to have a nice thick beard and I shaved it too short. Now you see my little fucking flappy chin here. Like, look at my chin. I mean, if you do this, I mean, it looks like something else entirely. Anyways, that's disgusting. Anyways, so today I want to talk about it. Not from this perspective like Destiny's a dead game or Bungie ruined everything, because let's be honest, that is an extremely easy take. I want to talk about what's actually wrong with Destiny 2. And yes, what's wrong with us, the fans. And believe me, there's a lot wrong. Because some of the criticism I see is fair, and some of the criticism I see is well deserved. I mean, you have a right to speak your mind, and you shouldn't fear speaking it. And some of it, well, let's be honest, they make a Greek tragedy out of just basic patch notes, okay? Let's talk about Destiny, the good, the bad, and what the hell are they doing? So, buckle up. So, how did we get here? Why are we still here? And why are we stuck in this Lightfall shadow? Because ever since that expansion dropped, this community has been broke. Now I'm going to talk about Lightfall just for a minute here. Lightfall just wasn't a miss. I want to read this verbatim. Lightfall was just disappointing. The shadow we're in just didn't start with Lightfall. The cracks started forming many years before Lightfall even dropped. Lightfall was just the point the cracks were too big to ignore anymore. And that's what we're going to talk about in today's video. Not just the expansion, not just Bungie choices, and not just the community rage, but the shadow that's been hanging over Destiny for such a long time, well before we touch Niamuna. Before we go any further, I need to get my Destiny 2 street cred out of the way, okay? Of course, that went off right when that happened. You motherfucker. It's not letting me get to the menu anymore. I'm putting my pocket menu off here. All right, there we go. Before we get started, let's get my Destiny street cred out of the way, okay? I'm a Hunter main. Ladies. I'm kidding. I'm married. I have kids. So make it quick. Just kidding. My Destiny journey, my life, my love, my questionable decisions all started with the trip to Texas and me picking a wrong game. That's from a video I haven't released, and that joke lands if you watch it. It lands like MH370. Oh, God, I know that's bad taste. But you play Destiny. You have a dark sense of humor. Like you have morals anyways. I started playing after the Dark Below and before the House of Wolves. Right, I spawned in right in a dead zone between two expansions when the game really didn't know what it was and fans didn't know what it was either. Right in that awkward era where the loot caves have already dried up. Nobody knew what the hell was really going on in the game. But here's the wild part. We didn't care. None of us really knew it was bad because this was new. This was magic. Huh? This was the first time console players got to experience an active MMO, playing with friends in a PvE situation, running around the Cosmodrome shooting aliens in the face. It just felt free. You weren't in a Call of Duty PvP lobby hearing people call you every name under the freaking book. Not that Destiny didn't have those moments, but it wasn't as common, okay? And that's where it hooked me, because let's be honest, there's no other game like Destiny that brings you together and you can form such friendships that you miss them now that they're gone. Okay, I'll stop before I get too mushy, okay? That's for another video. Because the cracks didn't start where you think they did. Or maybe you do think they started here. I don't know. I'm not a mind reader. I'm just talking to a camera by myself, okay? Give me a freaking break. And they started as microscopic, teeny tiny cracks, you know, stuff you could barely even notice. Back when the game first launched. You know how games are supposed to launch with a story, right? Right? Right, Bungie? Destiny 1 launched with a story. And by story, I mean it just launched you out on patrols and introduced you to the system. That was really it. There was no story. You had your ghost whispering instructions like it's reading some IKEA manual when you're playing the game. But that wasn't a big deal, right? It wasn't to me. I mean, yeah, I would like to have more story, but I didn't really care. Year 1 of Destiny just kind of existed. You know what I mean? Like, hey, welcome to the universe. Here's a new gun. Go out, shoot aliens in the face. And we were happy when we did it because we didn't know better. Or maybe because it was just fun. And as that year progressed, we were just happy playing the game. House of Wolves came out, and then, Taken King, baby! Woo! Whew, I'm a little out of breath here after that one. After watching some of that back, I think I should call and apologize to my wife for having to look at me during intimate times. Sorry about that, honey. If you had problems with a Taken King, get the hell out of my video, okay? You don't deserve to be here. Okay, don't leave, please. Like my video. Don't forget to subscribe. A little shameless plug. I want you to stay, okay? But I'm just saying Taken King was the top golden era, pinnacle, #1, best ever expansion in Destiny 1. We all agree about that. The raid, I mean, everything about that expansion was just chef's kiss. D1 had its flaws. I mean, it did. But it had soul, baby. It had soul. I mean, you really didn't mind the content droughts.
Sure about that? You sure about that?
You didn't complain of lack of new stuff. Well, not that much anyways. You just loaded into the Cosmodrome, shot Randall the Vandal, and called his mom a hoe. Relax. Not the insult. I'm referring to the gardening tool, okay? Chill. Then, Destiny 2 came along. And I know I'm skipping a lot of stuff there, but okay, just stay with me. D2, the sequel, the refinement, the evolution. A game where Bungie took everything they learned from D1, refined it, made it better, and put it into the next game. Right? Right?
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Oh, wait. No, they didn't do that at all. Destiny 2 actually launched with a story, right? And somehow it sucked more. How? How do you have more story and less game? How? Riddle me this, Batman, huh? How does that work? The gear had zero complexity. Supers were so basic, they might as well have been called Generic Attack 1. We all remember them. Everything felt just flattened. And yes, Destiny 1 had cracks and flaws, but it was made with love. You could tell they actually thought about us, the gamer, and tried to make a game engaging. Destiny 2 had no soul, it had no spice, it had no flavor. It was the unseasoned white people chicken breast of video games. And then we got Cursed for Osiris. I mean, Curse of Osiris.
Kill it with violence!
We don't need to say too much about that expansion, but what I can say, that expansion was like taking a pool full of peanut butter and then putting that peanut butter in a school with kids who are extremely allergic to peanut butter. No one was happy with it. The player base ended up in an emotional anaphylactic shock after that. We didn't know how bad it was. And Warmind, blah, blah, blah. Anna Bray, looking great, my girlfriend. I'm making it weird, aren't I? Moving on. And then we got Forsaken! What? We are so back, baby! That's what I'm talking about! It was the second coming of Destiny greatness. Am I right? I'm right. We all agree on that. But you killed Cade. Forsaken was peak. The pinnacle OG 3 Michelin star expansion. We had not one, we had 2 destinations, we had new supers, we had new guns, we had new gear you actually grinded for. We had a cool freaking dungeon, our first one ever. Huh? And the raid, Last Wish, top tier raid ever made. Ever made. Hands down. It just felt creative and alive. It felt like this ancient world we're not supposed to be in, and it just felt special. It felt like Bungie finally remembered the special sauce from Taken King and just dumped the whole bottle in. It was amazing! But that was the end of the climb. That was the end of Destiny 2's golden era. Right there. We haven't reached that level of positivity or morale in Destiny 2 since Forsaken. Yes, Witch Queen was great and the final shape was amazing, but every single year since Forsaken, something terrible has happened. Terrible isn't the right word. Heartbreaking is the right word. We got the introduction of battle passes, dungeon keys, seasonal burnout, FOMO as a game design philosophy, and sunsetting. What the fuck, Bungie? Who asked for that? Really? I know I didn't. Did you? Huh? No. They're like, hey, you don't need those guns. Let's just throw those away. You don't need them. Nah. And that gear? Nah. And these destinations you paid hard-earned money for? You don't need those either. This is for your own good. It's for your good. You just don't know it yet. And all of this led us to Lightfall. The straw that broke the proverbial camel's back, as they would say. That expansion looked at our loyalty and trust and just yeeted it out the window in this neon expansion. And look, everybody knows what happened behind the scenes. You saw Witch Queen, you wanted to throw another freaking expansion in there, so you did it. Lightfall was probably just cut content, a side arc. We all know that. We all know that. Just a quest you're supposed to go on stretched into some Frankenstein expansion. and it cost you. And Bungie, that hurt. That hurt. Especially for the ones who cared the most about your game. Can we solely blame Bungie for everything? No. Not for a single second. You can blame solely Bungie. It takes two to tango, as they say. Because Bungie just doesn't make Destiny. They have to cater. Yes, I said cater to us crybaby fans who complain about complaining. Yeah, they have to. You know exactly who the fuck I'm talking about. It's that guy in the comments on YouTube or the guy on Twitter saying, dead game, why do you play this trash? But then the next day, going into the Bungie forums, LFGing for a raid or looking for a strike companion, saying, hey fam, looking for a raid buddy, must know the mechanics, what's up? Yeah, that fucking guy. Excuse me? What the actual fuck? My guy, you spent the past 24 hours casting your negative energy out like it's some fucking super. Huh? What the hell? You curse the entire franchise, you abuse the player base with your negative fucking attitude and comments all the time, and then you come crawling back like, hey, wanna do King's Fall, bud? And then people wonder why we can't keep new players around. I wonder fucking why. Gee, I don't know. Maybe it's because anytime they join a fire team, they hear someone in chat screaming, this is a dead game, or making fun of the community who cares, or maybe some dude named Savathun's Bathwater is screaming, shoot the fucking hands, you idiot! No one wants to join a community where everyone's either yelling, or quitting, or screaming about loadouts like it's some fucking custody battle. I would bet hard cash that the number one reason we cannot retain new players has more to do with our toxic community than all of Bungie's missteps put together. And that's saying something, because I've watched Bungie trip over themselves so much, it's hard to freaking count at this point. We have our own content creators saying in videos, you know, don't join the video game, no one's gonna really teach you anything. No new player wants to join a community where the welcome mat is literally on fire all the fucking time. How the hell are we supposed to grow when a new Guardian joins and all we do is shove them off the tower, go tell them to watch some Aztecross videos and give them spreadsheets and say good fucking luck? I wouldn't join a community like that. I would note my way out of there quicker than a salad buffet. I mean, what the fuck are we doing, man? Really, what the fuck are we doing? It's this endless feedback loop, this physiological torture chamber. It's when players scream in the void, there's nothing new, nothing imaginative, the game's too complicated. And then Bungie's like, okay, well, here's Matter Spark and here's the portal to make the game less complicated. Then players are like, oh my god, why did you change anything? You're so fucking stupid. It's a dead game. And Bungie's like, sorry? Do you see the problem? Do you see a problem here? Do you? If you're pointing here, there's 4 fingers pointing back at you. Everything is so extreme now. We're either praising Bungie like they cured world hunger, or we're ready to burn the tower down over patch notes. Our community is overreacting to everything. Every situation is now a Lightfall reaction. Everything is over the top and extraordinary. Everything's major. A shader breaks. It's Lightfall all over again. Your gun gets nerfed. Oh, fucking Lightfall rage. Your dog barks too loud. That has nothing to do with Destiny. You shouldn't blame him for your dog barking too loud. So, is this Bungie's fault? Yes and no. Yes, because they absolutely took advantage of our loyalty. They squeezed us for money like we're funding their sports car collection. And don't even pretend they weren't. Unk, you know who we're talking about. And also, no, it's not their fault we can't cope like adults should. It's not their fault half the player base acts like a fucking toddler who just dropped their juice box anytime there's a small freaking change. Is it the player's fault that we're here? Same exact answer, yes and no. Yes, it's our fault because we complain about fucking everything. everything. Non-stop. A never-ending waterfall of whining. If Bungie gave away free loot, half of the player base would complain that they're taking away the grind and the hard work. Aztecross, I'm looking at you. I'm just kidding. Don't kill me. You have way more followers than I do. But no, really. We'll never be happy, no matter what they do, because we're still living in that Lightfall shadow. The trauma's real, we're broken, and we probably need therapy. And no, we're not wrong either. We want our time and our money to be respected. We're the customers. We demand a good product. You should make a game that I want to play, not have to. And there is a difference there. So both sides are right, and both sides are wrong, and both sides are annoying as hell. So how do we fix Destiny? I don't freaking know. I don't know. And if I did, Bungie would probably call me tomorrow. And then I would stand on principles and I would say, guys, I'm not coming to work for a company that... Wait, how much do you pay? When do I start? Just kidding. I'm just kidding. Call me. The truth is, there's no clear answer. I'm already seeing people trash Renegades, and it's not that bad of an expansion. It's fun, it's different, the environments are cool, the guns are cool. In this expansion, you get to hunt down crystals with cool cosmetic appearances that they could have totally charged us money for. People would have revolted, but they still could have did it. And they chose not to. They gave it to us in the game. We need realistic expectations. Expectations that Bungie can meet and we can accept. We have to have those as just human beings. I mean, Bungie lost staff. Real people lost their jobs and are now fighting to find employment. So now you have one person doing two people's jobs, barely hanging on by a thread, and he has to read dead game, this game is trash all the time. How would that make you feel? We're all used to that right now. We've had to do two people's work. This guy has to. We have to remind ourselves that Uncle Pete sold the studio out for more cars. And Sony sat by like, hey, nothing to see here. And we had Paul Tassi years ago warning us this was the plan. Management's going to cut ties and run. They're going to let this thing fall so they can have more money. He was waving a red flag saying, hey, fire here, fire. No one listened. And let's be real. We're not going to get a Forsaken 2.0 next year. Bungie doesn't have the staff or the money to do that. So yeah, we need to manage our rage a little bit better. And Bungie, listen carefully, okay? Listen carefully. The community is done feeling like a piggy bank you just smash open when you want some extra cash, okay? We're done with that. You used to run on goodwill. You lost it. Now you have to earn that back. My actual suggestion, my only suggestion, is to take those player metric numbers you guys hold so dear, those engagement numbers and all the metrics, take them, put them in a nice big pile, pour gas, set them on fire, throw them in a fire-safe dumpster, shut the lid, and let it burn. Because look where engagement metrics has gotten you. It's gotten you here right now. How about this? Actually talk to your devs, the guys and girls on the ground, and listen to them. Listen to their suggestions. Go to a whiteboard and write down 3 things. Why do we want this in the game? And have a good long answer. And from that, you'll ask, will this respect the players? And then below that, would I log in to play this? And you have to be real with yourself and everyone in the room. That's the only thing I can suggest to you. Because you're not getting another one of these. You're not. Because if you give us another Lightfall expansion...
My leg!
I think I broke them. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you learned something. You guys have a good day, night, whatever time zone you're in, or whatever. Why can't I stop talking? Bye.